Welcome back to Keep It Real Boxing. This is Cypherbox bringing you the latest in boxing news. And what I want to talk about today is the video I saw the other day of PAULIE Malignaggi and Floyd Mayweather gloating and kind of celebrating that they had set up Conor McGregor from the start. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I suggest you go and look at the video. Basically, what they said in that video was, at the Mayweather Boxing Club, this was, that they set up Conor McGregor from the start. That PAULIE Malignaggi contacted Floyd Mayweather, and when he was asked to be a sparring partner at McGregor's camp, and asked Floyd whether he wanted me to go to the camp. And Floyd Mayweather turned around and said, yeah, I want you to go there. So basically putting PAULIE in the camp as a mole to kind of feed back to Floyd Mayweather on what was going on in that camp, basically, you know. Now, I don't have to go over it. There's been enough publicity around it. Everyone knows what's gone on with the sparring sessions, the photos, the video which I debunked, by the way, and proving that it wasn't a knockdown, it was a pull down. If you haven't seen that video that I've done, then go over my playlist, over my video playlists, and you'll find it there, where I've clearly proven it was not a knockdown, it was a push down. Now, the question has to be answered here is, do you believe that these guys set this up from the beginning? Now, PAULIE Malignaggi's beef with McGregor goes back before this fight was ever made. On Instagram, and I reposted this message from PAULIE Malignaggi, where he says he didn't like the fact that Conor McGregor was disrespecting the sport of boxing, that he doesn't disrespect MMA, he has nothing but respect for MMA, and because he's shown such disrespect to the sport of boxing, he basically called him out. And you know, a lot was said around at that time. PAULIE, you know, said a lot of things about Conor McGregor and towards Conor McGregor. Now, let's talk about those sparring sessions a little bit. End of the day, no one has seen the full 12 rounds of sparring. So no one can say who beat who schooled who. You know, we've only seen like 30, I think about 60 seconds of that footage. And most of that was cut from different parts of the sparring session, you can tell, which was more favourable to Conor McGregor, obviously, and as the pictures were favourable to Conor McGregor. Okay? People are also going on saying that, oh, look at PAULIE's face, so much redness in his face. Apparently people were saying that his face was black and blue. I didn't see black and blue, but I saw redness in his face, yes, no doubt about it. You got to remember, they were both using two different types of headgear. PAULIE's headgear exposed more of his face, whereas Conor's protected more of his face. So naturally PAULIE was going to get, when he got hit, you were going to notice it. Let's be honest. And redness doesn't mean anything. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. If you go to Lomachenko's Instagram page, he's put up a post of a picture the other week of him and Malignaggi, who was his last opponent, after the fight. Both of them, you know, arms around each other with big smiles on their face, etc., showing a lot of respect, which is good to see. But if you noticed, you look at their face, Malignaggi's face, you could barely see a mark, whereas Lomachenko's face there was loads of redness, there was bruising. Apart from the cut that was above his left eye, which was from a headbutt, everything else came from punches. So am I supposed to assume that because of the redness and the bruising on Lomachenko's face was more than it was on Malignaggi, Lomachenko was losing that fight on points up till the 9th round stoppage? I believe it was the 9th round stoppage, if I remember right. Yeah. Am I supposed to assume that Lomachenko was losing that fight on points because of the look of their face? I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, Lomachenko won every single one of those rounds in that fight. Malignaggi didn't win one round. Yet, Lomachenko's face had more redness and more bruising on it than Malignaggi's. My point here is that if you know anything about boxing, you will know that some fighters are more acceptable to bruising and redness in their face than other fighters. You know, it's how it works. People's skins react differently to that kind of punishment. Simple as that. You look at likes of Ricky Hatton when he was back in his prime. 1 or 2 rounds of boxing in a fight and he'd start showing redness in his face and marks on his face, you know. Miguel Cotter's another one. After so many years in the sport, he's really acceptable to that kind of stuff. It doesn't mean they're necessarily losing the fight or they've been beaten up. It's just that their skin is more acceptable to these marks and these bruises. It's as simple as that. So as far as I'm concerned, that doesn't prove anything to me at all either. Now going back to the whole Floyd Mayweather Malignaggi setup, the question is, do you believe they set this up from the beginning, or is this some sort of last minute mind game they're playing on McGregor, or do you see this as a way as Floyd's helping out a pal in Paulie Malignaggi to kind of stay face? Because a lot of people criticised Paulie after the whole sparring footage release and all the things he said and started questioning his credibility and stuff like that. Is this a way to try and help Paulie in that way, or do you see Paulie as a bit of a snake? You know, how do you see it? Do you see Paulie as being a bit two-faced, backstabbing, or he had these intentions from the start? Or do you agree with it all? Do you agree that Conor McGregor kind of got what he deserved? Because let's face it, Conor McGregor had no intention of using Paulie Malignaggi's boxing intelligence, his boxing brain, because let's face it, he has got a good boxing brain. He's one of the best boxing analysts out there in the sport. So he had no intention of using that. He clearly, and he's admitted it himself in a sense, he's clearly brought Paulie Malignaggi in to his camp to publicly humiliate Paulie Malignaggi and embarrass him. So do you with those intentions that Conor McGregor had, which he admitted himself in a sense, saying that, well, he talked a big game, I invited him in to be a sparring partner to prove and back his words up. And then McGregor said he got upset and ran from the camp. So obviously he had that mindset already built in, and that was his plan, to humiliate Paulie Malignaggi. So kind of what Floyd Mayweather and Malignaggi are now suggesting, that they set him up from the beginning, is that karma, that McGregor got what he deserved. How do you see it? I've given you a lot of food for thought there, a lot of things to kind of ponder over and think over. So I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. I want to see what your points of view are on all this whole situation, all this drama, and building up to fight night, which is tomorrow night. As always, guys, if you're enjoying the videos, if you like what you see, hit that like button, share the video with friends, and of course subscribe to the channel. And if you do subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that bell notification icon so you can get notified the minute I upload a new video. Alright, till next time, this is Cypherbox reminding you to keep it real.